everyone knows what a drum is. You've all heard the drum beat and the rhythm they provide in songs, but I bet most of you don't know just how many types of drums there are and the different materials they can be made of. I've been playing drums for around 8 years and hope to inform you all a little bit about the different types there are. I'm going to start out with the 3 types that I personally know about: the snare, the bass, and the tenors or the toms. The bass has a much richer, deeper sound to it, and you can have 2 different kinds of it: a marching bass or a bass on a drum set. The marching bass is used in marching bands and ranges in sizes to create different pitches, and marching bands usually have several different basses on a bass line to achieve this. The bass on a drum set comes in a standard size for all drum kits and is played with a drum pedal instead of a stick. For the snare, you can have 3 different types of it: the marching snare, the concert snare, or the snare on a drum set. The marching snare is used in marching bands and is louder than other snares in order for the sound to travel through the stadium. The concert snare is quieter than a marching snare, but used in concert bands, and the snare sound is more prominent on it. The snare for a drum set is louder than a concert snare, but quieter than a marching snare, and is attached to a drum kit. The snares generally have a loud pop noise to them. The tenors and the toms can be used for marching or toms on a drum set. You can have 2 different kinds of tenors: quads, which are 4 tenor drums, and quints, which are 5 tenor drums. And then you have toms on a drum set. Drum sets usually have 3 toms but can have more, and they range in size to create different pitches. The tenors and the toms generally have a rich sound to them. All these drums are made out of the same 2 types of material: the shell, which makes up the outside of the drum, or the drum heads, which are on the top and the bottom. You can have 2 different kinds of shells: wooden, which are usually covered in plastic, or metal, which is mostly used on concert or drum set snares. Drum heads were originally made from animal hide, but now most are made from plastic. And then snares are only on a snare drum. They're located on the bottom of the drum, and they're a set of metal or plastic strings that vibrate against the head, giving it the sound of a snare. I also picked out other types of drums just to show you how much variety of drums there are. I got this information from the eBay article, The Complete List of Drums Around the World, and SteelPanSteelDrumsInformation.com. Steel pan drums were created in the Caribbean in the 1930s and made from 55-gallon oil drums, and they produce a range of notes. For a jug drum, the drummer uses a pottery jug and plays on the side of the jug instead of on a drum head. Bongo drums are 2 drums attached to each other and played with your hand instead of a stick. One is larger than the other to produce 2 different sounds. The conga drum sounds similar to the bongo drum, but it's 1 instead of 2. It's a tall barrel-shaped drum that stands on its own and is played with your hands also. In conclusion, I hope you have all learned just how many different types of drums there are and all the different materials that they can be made of.